Some of you must have come here already several times, taken part in our competitions. Anybody who is there who has taken part in our competitions, very, 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 very welcome. So it is my good fortune to welcome you also this time. As Sudhakar ji has said, we had to club together some of the competitions because earlier it was Onam holidays, clashing with Onam holidays on Ratri and some examinations and things like that. So we thought that the children take it easy and come in at a later time, and that is how we chose this time. Why this end of November we have chosen is, there is a reason for that also. When he was asking you what Swami Vivekananda called Kerala, unanimously you said Gandhari, isn't it? Do you think our Kerala is a Gandhari? Huh? When you take the papers and read it, we really feel that it is a Gandhari, isn't it? Anyway, Swami Vivekananda, as you know, was the very favorite disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who was there in Bengal in the Dakshineshwar temple, a God realized man. Very rarely you find people who are God realized. That is, they see God everywhere. They cannot see anything else. Wherever they look, they see only God and His power. So he was a God realized person. Such a person, Swami Vivekananda is a student. He was called a Marian. He was a college student. From childhood, he was always seeking some greater knowledge. I want to know what is real truth. Is there a God? Can God be realized? Can godliness be achieved? All these things were always troubling him. So he was all the time moody about that. Where can I find a person who will tell me, yes, I have seen God? It's something like that. Otherwise, I cannot believe that there is a God. Do you all believe there is a God? There is a God, yes. Somehow we have not seen, but we all feel somewhere there is a God. We all believe in God. God means a superpower. Whatever name we give, that is immaterial. But we all believe there is a superpower who is guiding our destiny, guiding our career, everything, guiding our life. So, Sri Vivekananda, as a student, Narendra, he wanted to have a realization, a real heart-to-heart conversation with God. So he was waiting to find a person. So one day so happened in their English class, there was a Professor Hasty who was teaching him Wordsworth's very famous poem, Excursion. In that, he describes a phenomenon. The poet is going along a road, and on both sides, daffodil flowers are in full bloom. And he just goes into ecstasy, seeing the very picture of it. So, talking about it, that how one can go into a super mental state, he mentioned, you know, students, in Dakshineshwar temple, there is a great saint called Ramakrishna, and he always goes into a super state, into a samadhi state. Here is Swamiji wondering, I must go and see. So one day, Swamiji went, Narendra, when college student, he went to Dakshineshwar temple. He saw this very simple man, just a dhoti. He had just finished his temple puja and he was coming and sitting in his room. He was surrounded by a few people, all were chatting with them, some singing, bhajans and dancing. So he waited. After some time, when other people have slowly withdrawn, Narendra went to him and said, Sir, have you seen God? So like every other person whom he addressed, Narendra thought he may also say something, oh God, how can you see God? Some vague expression he may have. But no, he said, yes, I have seen God. You want to see him? I can show it to him. And he said, Who wants to see God? People are crazy about family, wealth, this and that. Who wants to see God? If you really want to see God, then see, show you God. Narendra could not believe it. But the sincerity of that man's expression caught his attention. He went back home, but he started thinking about it. So there is a person living near my town where for whom God is just visible there. So he went again. So again and again he went, and slowly Sri Ramakrishna advised him how he should proceed to see God, how one should purify oneself mentally, physically, intellectually, purify himself, and then get step by step into that God realization. Narendra was very much attracted, and slowly he became his disciple. And one day he really gave him a touch of that realization. Even Narendra used to make joke of him. Oh, my guru says, he can see God. Sri Ramasha was listening to him. He slowly took him to the next room and just touched him in his chest like that. And suddenly, Narendra lost control of himself. He found the whole world is whirling around him, and he went to the state of samadhi. After some time, he became afraid. Whatever is happening to me? What is happening to me? I am not seeing these things. I am seeing everywhere, everywhere a great current of light and power and everything. What is this? What is this? Please stop. He started crying to his guru. Then he said, okay. Calm down, calm down. You wanted to test me, isn't it? So I just wanted to give you a taste. What will happen if you realize God? You will find the whole universe filled with godliness. Nothing but God. Anywhere you see, you will see only God. Many of you must have heard the story of Prahlada. And when in his last stage, Prahlada was asked by his father, where is your God? Show me your God. And he said, is there any place, Father, where there is not God? I am seeing God in you also. All your power, all your wealth, everything is godliness. How can you say, I see God everywhere? Then he said, in this stamba, in this pillar, yes, he is there. I can very much see him. Then he went and gave a hit to the pillar, and the Narasimha comes out. That story we heard, many of us know. So similarly, Sri Ramakrishna gave him a touch of that experience by which wherever he looked, whether it is tree or animal or plant or everywhere, he found that godliness is spreading everywhere. After that, there was no going back, and he became a very close disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And before Sri Ramakrishna passed away, he told Naren, you don't go into this samadhi state and live like that. You have to do a lot of work. See, the people in the world, they are suffering with so much of difficulties and mental, physical, intellectual complexities. You must find a solution to all that. So you have to do mother's work. Sri Ramakrishna passed away. Naren did not know what mother's work is. And he started wondering, what is his mother's work my guru has entrusted to me? So one thing he thought, probably Mother India, probably that is what he is wanting me to work for. So he started wandering about from Calcutta. He came at last to Kanyakumari. So finally, during his wanderings, he came to Mysore. Mysore Maharaja was very happy. Here was a very young, princely saint, full of knowledge. Anything you ask, whether it is language or Sanskrit or Vedas or Upanishads or anything you ask, he was able to very clearly and very convincingly talk about it. So he was so happy. He didn't want to leave him. But after some time, somebody said, no, I must continue my travel. So at that time, in Mysore Maharaja's service, there was one Malayali. Anyone knows who it was? Anyone who has read anything of Swami Vivekananda's life? There was one Malayali, second to, he was a doctor. third clue. Should I give you a third clue? He was Sri Narayana Guru's Shishya. Eh? Who said? Who said? Who said? Come on. Who? Somebody said that. Who said? Dr. Pal. Very good, very good. Give a clap. Aye, then somebody. Dr. Palpu. His name was Palpu. He was a Malayali doctor. He could not get a good job here because he was from a low caste. So he went to Mysore, and Mysore Maharaja's government service, he was employed. So Dr. Palpu told Swami Vivekananda, Swamiji, please go through my Kerala. You are going to see it as a Brahmacharya, but please go through my Kerala and see how this caste relationships have spoiled the atmosphere of Kerala. I want you to do something about it. So please, Swamiji, you make a diversion. He was to go to Rameshwara. He said, why don't you make a diversion through Kerala? So he said, okay. So from Mysore, Maharaja gave him a ticket up to Shornur. The train was only up to Shornur. And then from Shornur, he took a bullock cart. He came to Thrissur. And from Thrissur, he took a boat. And he wanted to go to Ernakulam. But then somebody said, here is a very famous Devi temple. So you get down here. So Swamiji came. Now, 3 days, imagine 3 days, Swamiji sat under a banyan tree in the temple. Now you tell me whether Kerala is a Granthayam or not. Not a single person approached him, gave him a glass of water, or gave him some food or shelter. Nobody went to him. Everybody was wondering what caste he may be, whether he is a North Indian, what language he will talk, can we go near him, can we invite him home. All the people were discussing all these formalities, but not a single person approached him with hospitality. Swamiji was watching everything. He didn't go to the temple or anything because one who sees God everywhere, there is no need for a person to go to the temple. So he sat there, and fortunately, on the third day or something, the princess from the Kovilagam, the great Kudangallur Kovilagam, they were going to temple and they saw this man shining like sun. So full of pages. The sannyasi is sitting there, and they went and talked to him, and they were surprised at the great knowledge of this person. So they came and said, the Tambirati is here. Look, that's a very great man, and we never knew about it. Come on, let us go and invite him to the palace. So they all went, the ladies also went. And surprised, when they went there, in what language they would have talked? These people in those days, they were not capable of talking in English. Swamiji did not know Malayalam. What must have been their language of conversation? Sanskrit, you know? They talked in Sanskrit. See, one Sanskrit Shibir is going on, talking Sanskrit. When you are all sitting here, people are learning to talk Sanskrit. So, Sanskrit they talk, and Swamiji was surprised. Women talking in Sanskrit, and that too high philosophy about the great book which was recently published in Calcutta. How they all know that? Swamiji was so surprised. And he was so happy. And he carried that memory. We called it a Brahmacharya because it was a Brahmacharya. It continues to be Brahmacharya. But he was marveled at the knowledge and the behavior and the aristocratic feeling the ladies were having. And he carried it, and during many of his lectures in Thousand Island Park, when he was having his first spiritual retreat, everywhere he will say, the ladies from Malabar, I was so enchanted with their Sanskrit knowledge. He was so happy. So that is why they are so happy with all of us. We are all descendants of those people, you know. We are all here. So our children, they should know. Swamiji not only called Kerala as a Granthalayam. Kerala as a Granthalayam if we observe the unwanted restrictions. But Kerala can be a heaven if people like us rise above the restrictions and behave as one family, isn't it? What makes a Brahmdalyam? Each one feels the other is different and starts helping each other. But when it becomes a home, a family, we are all one. So we want to share that oneness with all of you. Children coming from the different schools. You may be talking different languages, you may talk in different religions, your ideas may be different. But we want to share with you that oneness of feeling which Swamiji brought with him to Kerala, and we want to share it with you. So, what day we can choose? The days when Swamiji himself came to Kodungalur. But when they invited Swamiji to come to the palace, Swamiji said, I shall see, but I have to go to very long way to Kanyakumari. So, very next morning he went. Probably, if he would have stayed a couple of days more in Kodungalur, the palace people would have taken care of him and shown him how Kerala can be a heaven also. But Kodungalur palace was so famous, the Tambrans were so very famous. Who's the most famous person from the Kodungalur royal family? Which Tambran? Which prince? World famous. General knowledge zero. Don't be in the Brahmdalayam. Come out. Who is the most reputed person from the Kodungalur royal family?
Are you? Don't
say
proudly.
Come on. Kunyikuttan Tamburan. You knew that? Give a clap. How he became such a famous man? Come on, stand up. How did you know he is Kunyikuttan Tamburan, and how did you come to know he is Kunyikuttan Tamburan? A memorial for him is built in the Kunyikuttan Tamburan college. Is a college, a place of knowledge is in his name. But he became famous because his Sanskrit knowledge and his Malayalam, command over Malayalam was so perfect. The great Mahabharata, consisting of more than 1 lakh of slokas, he and his companions translated it within 3 years into Malayalam. The great Mahabharata has been translated into Malayalam by Kunyikuttan Tamburan, and that is how he became so famous. He is a man of erudition, great knowledge, great understanding. And Kodungalur Palace itself was a colony. All sorts of people used to come from all over the world and study here, Sanskrit, mathematics, Malayalam, Ayurveda, architecture, everything. This was a very big university. It was a small Nalanda. It was so famous like that. But we think we don't even know the name of Kunyikuttan Tamburan. That is very bad, children. You must know. Having been in Kodungalur, you cannot say you do not know Kunyikuttan Tamburan. Kodungalur, the central figure which made Kodungalur famous are 2 factors. One, Swamiji's arrival here and his recognition of the Sanskrit knowledge, and 2, that Sanskrit scholar who made Kodungalur famous with his translation of Mahabharata. So from there, Swamiji went to Ernakulam and from there to Kanyakumari. When he went to Kanyakumari, he went to the beach and there he found across a very beautiful rock standing out in the sea. So he wanted, he is a man of meditation. He wanted to go and sit there alone and meditate and meditate and meditate. He wanted to go there, nobody would take him in a boat. So he just swam across some 50 meters of water. He swam through the ocean, climbed down to that, and sat there 3 days in meditation. 25th, 26th, 27th of December, 1892. And after that, 3 days meditation made him realize what his Guru has told him. Mother's work, Mother India's glory, Mother India's knowledge, Mother India's deep feeling of oneness for the whole universe. Mother India's ideal of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, that we should not. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Religions may be different. Realization is only one of one truth. All these things I must go and tell the world. The world itself is becoming a lunatic asylum in the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of this and that. So I must go and talk to the people. Where will I go? How will I go? He went to Madras, and Madras you could find some very intelligent disciples, and they said, yes, Swamiji, you must go. Where you should go? There is no point in talking to Indians in India because we are a slave country now. Who was ruling us at that time? Huh? Who was ruling us at that time? Oh, British, no? All the place not by British, there was French colonies, there was Portuguese colonies. Anyway, it was by Western countries. So there was no point in talking to the people. People are all afraid to say that I am Indian, I love India. People are afraid to say like that. So he said the best thing will be, I will go to United States, wake up the people in United States, and from there I will talk to the Indians. He went there. Fortunately, it was the time of the World Parliament of Religions, the first World Parliament of Religions. This took place there in 1893, September 11th. September 11th is notorious for another calamity. What is it? 9/11. Ah, all that we remember. Right? Good things we can't remember. So remember, September 11th is the day of Swamiji's address to the Parliament of Religions. And how did he address? He didn't say brothers first, he said sisters. See, he has so much regard for sisters. Sisters and brothers of America. Say that. That itself is an inspiring address. Sisters and brothers of America. Say that. Sisters and brothers of America. And he made such an impact because from morning onwards, some 40 people, religious people, were sitting on the platform, and people are going on listening. Oh, this is that, my religion is that, this, that. Oh, everybody was boring. People started noticing, who is that fellow who's sitting there? He's a prince among saints, or he's a saint among princes. So beautiful, so charming, so ennobling. When is he going to talk to us? What is he going to talk to us? Nobody would go home. They all sat there till 4 o'clock. After listening to all these boring lectures, 39 lectures, nobody moved because they wanted to listen to this very beautiful, handsome, princely saint who was sitting there. Finally, Swamiji stood up. He didn't have any papers in his hand. Others had papers and drafts and things like that. And with utmost confidence. What was the confidence? Because he was seeing God everywhere. God was there within him. Godliness was there everywhere outside. He didn't have to bring any papers. He only had to tell people that we are all one. It was only the message of the heart. It was not the message of the head that he wanted to say. He wanted to give the message of the heart. And out of his heart came those beautiful words. All the rest of them were talking. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody felt any importance to that. When he stood up, and with his beautiful eyes, Padmapatraksh, see, when we draw the people of God's pictures, whether it is Sri Rama or Sri Krishna, Jesus Christ or somebody, always notice there is some special thing about their eyes. In that eyes, they see us not differently, but as one, as their own. That is what makes the eye so very beautiful. A godly man will have beautiful eyes because through the eyes they see the world as one, as one. So when he stood up and he just looked at some 3,000, 4,000 people were there, and he looked down, each one of them felt, oh my God, it is just Amrita. It is some nectar coming out of his eyes. Let us listen to his talk. We are eager to listen to his talk. And he said, sisters and brothers of America, they could not stand there. The impact, the emotional impact was so much. the love and affection and care and understanding and admiration that oozed through his birth and his words, his sound, everything is so miraculously beautiful. They were thrilled. They all had horripilation. You know what is horripilation? Have you any felt any horripilation? What is horripilation? Sometimes your hair stand up, no? When you go to a temple, you say some prayer, you listen to some good song, then your hair stand up. That is called horripilation. The people, 3,000 people were so enchanted that when they stood up, they could only clap, clap, clap. Three minutes, they clapped their hands and congratulated him. Yes, we are going to sit here and listen to him. So imagine the importance of this day. Swamiji went through Kodungallu. He was enamored by the Sanskrit usage of the women, and he remembered the women first there when he said, sisters and brothers of America. So you are really blessed children who have come here. I wish other schools also respond like the children. You are really blessed. If through your mouth once or twice you utter Swami Vivekananda's words, your grasp of the language, your grasp of the phrases, the grasp of the emotions, everything will improve. Why the schools do not recognize it? I feel so sad. Why other schools have not responded? Which are the schools which have come here? Vidya Bhavan? Vidya Bhavan? Then Purishri?
Phoenix.
Phoenix?
SN.
Sai Bhavan? SN is not there. See, blessed are you, my children, that even once in your life you have been able to utter the words uttered by Swami Vivekananda with its full import. Really, you will be blessed. So today, we are all going to be blessed by Swamiji. Who gets first prize, second prize? That is no concern at all. The very fact that you are going to utter the words uttered by Swami Vivekananda, that itself will make you blessed children. May you all be blessed by Swamiji.